Hey guys, and in this video I'm going to be taking a look at a knife that is not new, but it is, I think, one of Zero Tolerance's best designs, and this is the 0770, and I have two versions of it, both in the aluminum handle scaled version and in the carbon fiber handle scale version of the 0770. And I figured I'd make this video now because Kershaw has recently announced at their at SHOT Show the release of the I can't remember the model number, it's close with the sevens, but it is the Natrix, which is based off of their very famous limited run of the 777, the 0777 from Zero Tolerance. And if you're not aware, Kershaw and Zero Tolerance are both owned by Kai, and they're just two different levels, and typically the Zero Tolerances are built to a higher standard. So here we have two 0770s. Now both of these actually have LMAX steel, I believe. Let me double check. This one has LMAX. And this one also has LMAX. So they have newer versions of these knives that come in S35VN, and I believe there was once a run with the carbon fiber handle scales in M390. But these are older versions, as we'll see. But the Zero Tolerance is still producing these. So let's get on to this one first, which is the aluminum handled version of the 0770. This is an in-house design by Zero Tolerance, based a little bit around the 777, which was a very limited run by Zero Tolerance where they do some of those factory customs. But this one is much easier to get your hands on since they're still even making this. Now this version of the aluminum handle 0770 is actually an older version. This is one of the original ones that came out. And one of the ways you can tell that is that the backspacer, there is no backspacer. Instead you have lanyard, or you have the aluminum standoffs, which the new one is very similar to the carbon fiber, where it has a backspacer. And one of those indications to tell it's one of the older ones is looking at the serial number. The serial number on this is 1298. So this was within the first few thousands of these produced. And they're still producing this without the LMAX steel, I believe. I think they use S35VN in the runs now, which Zero Tolerance has been kind of phasing out the LMAX steel, especially because of all the complaints I think they used to get with how they heat treated their LMAX. So you can get a version of this now with OD scales, which is very similar to the Kershaw Knockout in color. And that one has a black blade instead of the stonewash blade. And they also have a gray handled aluminum finish with a black wash blade. And they still have this one as well with the stonewash. And these come in around, I think $160 now with the S35VN, which I think is not a bad price considering the overall fit and finish that you get from Zero Tolerance and the quality of S35VN. And they make a great blade of Zero Tolerance. This is a good EDC size. It's not too big, not too small. Take a look at it. And one of the great things I think about the 770 run of knives from Zero Tolerance is the fact that you get a lot of blade in a small handle. Let's take a look here. So the website says 3.25, I think, inch blade. Looking at this, yeah, it's pretty close to that. About 3.25 inch. But the handle length is just about 4 inches. So you're getting a lot of blade to handle in that blade to handle ratio there, which is very nice considering. So This is a speed safe operated knife. A lot of zero tolerancers have used the Kershaw and zero tolerancers system of bearings, the KVT, but this uses the speed safe, which is typically seen in mostly Kershaws. Now you have a full flat ground blade. Actually, not full flat ground, but mostly flat ground. You just have a swedge there at the top, but the rest of this is flat ground. And you have a very unique shape. It's almost like a sheep's foot, but you know, if you look at traditional knives with a sheep's foot, usually the blade is completely flat, but this one has some belly. So yeah, sheep's foot kind of style blade with more of a tip, not quite a Warncliffe as well, but with a little bit of belly in that that blade. Interesting blade design. And that's what very similar to the 777. You get a very short run of jimping on the top there, which, you know, it's not very grippy, but it does what it does. Zero tolerance logo on the one side. You have the model number. Let's see. Yeah, the model number, Kershaw patented, made in the USA. Then I have the LMAX and the serial number there. All zero tolerancers are made in the USA, which is great quality. So you have a little bit of design there in the handle, but not overly done. It's pretty plain aluminum handles. Pivot construction, you have that way that they do the pivot like in the Knockout, where you have that D shape on the back, which holds the pivot in on the female side of the pivot, which I think is a great design. I like that. I don't like the free spinning pivot where they have torque spits on both ends and the pivot just seems to spin around. So that's really good. It's a little scratch on the aluminum. That's what will happen if you carry this knife, because of the aluminum coating will eventually scratch off. So overall, it's a great design. One of the great things that zero tolerance does typically is make it lefty friendly. So here we have a swappable pocket clip, tip up only, left or right hand side, which makes me happy being a left-handed individual. Typical deep carry simple pocket clip that Kershaw and zero tolerance use. This is kind of a miniaturized version from the Knockout pocket clip, which will give you a deep carry. With the screws to the side, it shouldn't hang up as much on the material as having the screws underneath the pocket clip. Zero tolerance logo on the pocket clip, which I'm not a huge fan of. I like when zero tolerance and Kershaw tend to just leave it blank on the pocket clip, because you already have your logo on the knife itself. So this is the aluminum handle version, and of course it comes in those other versions of, or different colors of aluminum, but this is an older model. Now let's look at the carbon fiber version. So this here is a carbon fiber version. Now you're going to notice it's thinner because just the carbon fiber scales. Now both of these are liner locks. So there's a carbon fiber there, and it's a full carbon fiber scale. This is not a laminate, so it's not it's not G10 with carbon fiber laminate on the top of it. This is full carbon fiber. Now these come in S35VN, I believe, as well now, and these are around 180, so you pay a little bit more money because of the carbon fiber, but it is lighter and thinner. This is speed safe as well. You have the pillar construction. I mean, not pillar construction, you had the back spacer instead on this. With a little bit of design. Jimping is about the same. One difference between these two is that there is jimping on the flipper tab here for the carbon fiber version, but for the aluminum handled version it is smooth, which sometimes makes it a little bit more difficult to deploy the knife on the aluminum handled version. I'm not sure if the new ones have the jimping or not. You have a decorative pivot on this, which I believe is what is on the new aluminum handled versions as well, except it's a D-shaped on the other side, so you don't have two Torx bits like this. So you have that decorative pivot, same pocket clip, which is reversible, tip up left or right hand carry. Same good action there. The speed safe. This is one of the early ones. This one is a little bit later. This is a 5708. If I can get the focus. So this is not as new production. So let's take a look here. Now they also have a way of attaching a lanyard there in the back. A little post on the back to attach a lanyard. As you can see with the carbon fiber handles, you get a little slimmer profile. Let's put a knockout next to it here, so it's even a little bit, so it's slimmer than a knockout as well. So very easy to carry knife. Both of these are easy to carry, but the carbon fiber one is even lighter, even slimmer, and this one is in my rotation a lot because of that. So one of the last things to do here is take a look at weight, and I just recently got this for making my videos because sometimes the weights on the websites aren't correct. I'm going to see that here, so let's get this zeroed in. Alright, so the aluminum handled version on the website says 3.75 ounces, which is a nice lightweight. Let's see what it really is. 3.73, so that is close. Very close to what the website says. So it's a lightweight blade, under 4 ounces. Let's see what the carbon fiber. Carbon fiber on the website says 3 ounces. On the scale, we're showing 3.13 ounces, so a little bit more than what the website says. Not much. Not that you would probably notice that 0.13 of an ounce. Just for curiosity's sake, let's see what the knockout is. It says 3.8 ounces on the website. We're at 3.91, so pretty close. So overall, zero tolerance 0770 is a great EDC knife. With the upgraded steel, the S35VN, it's going to be, have less problems than they used to have with the LMAX steel, which is good to know. And it's great design, designed in-house by Kershaw. I believe if you watch a lot of SHOT Show videos, I think Jim McNair there at Kershaw had a lot to do with this design, as I believe he did with the 777. So it'll also be interesting to see the new Kershaw Natrix that's coming. That's going to be, looks a lot like this, but has the subframe lock that was very popular with the 777. So that's the Kershaw, or no, I'm mixing it up now. That's the zero tolerance 0770, and again, it's a great EDC knife, and I think that for either of these being less than $200, I think it's well worth it, considering the quality. Some people don't like the speed safe, especially on a higher end knife, but I think it works well with this knife. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Like and subscribe to my channel for more videos, and thanks for watching.